Okay, I think that's fine. Okay then. Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. So a few weeks ago I put a question box on my story on Instagram asking if there were any questions that you wanted to know about me. I picked out the best one and I'm going to answer those questions for you today. So the first question is, how old are you? I'm 24 years old. I was born on the 7th of August 1999, so that also makes me a Leo. Now, I've just actually Googled what the personality traits of a Leo are because I wasn't sure, and I'm just definitely not a star sign kind of girl. I'm not gonna lie, it does sound like I'm a true Leo. I think all my family and my friends would probably agree that it's a spot on star sign for me. It says that Leos are quite theatrical, they're artistic and creative, they're dedicated people. It also said that they are very ambitious and determined. Okay, so the next question is, how tall are you? I am 5'8", and I think in centimetres that's around 170 centimetres. Next question is, where do you live? I live in Yorkshire, in the north of England. I've lived here all my life. Honestly, I love it. Somebody has asked what is my nationality. I am British, and I also have some Scottish in me, and I also have some Maltese in me. I think it's like an 8th Maltese or something very small, and then my mum's side of the family are Scottish. The next question is, what is your favourite food? Now, I just can't answer this. I do not have a set favourite food. I do definitely prefer healthier food to like a takeaway or something. If I was gonna have to choose one cuisine, it probably would be Italian. I feel like that's very basic, but it is just like you can't go wrong with pasta and pizza. But like it has to be like a certain kind of pizza. Like I don't like thick pizza. It has to be like a proper Italian rustic thin pizza. Okay, so there are a few questions about what I do, and also there was one saying, tell us about your previous career and how you started this one. There's also a question about, am I in a relationship? I feel like I'm going to answer both of those within the same answer. I feel like that makes most sense, and I'll explain why. I was quite academic at school, so it felt right to go down the university path. I feel like that was the pressure of the teachers and just our school system, was to make you think that you had to go down the uni route. I did go down the uni route, and I went to Lancaster University to study geography. So I chose to study geography because I thought that was going to give me the most options. I remember going to Lancaster with my mum and thinking, I'm not really sure whether this is for me or not. Anyway, I got there and started Freshers Week. At the end of Freshers Week, or towards the end of Freshers Week, I actually met my boyfriend, who I'm still with now. We've been together 6 years. So we met in Freshers Week at university, and if we just fast forward a few months, around Christmas time, I said to my boyfriend, I'm really not sure about whether this course is for me, but I kind of just thought maybe I need to give it a little bit longer. It basically got to Easter time, and I was just like, I really just don't think this is for me. It just didn't feel right. I can't explain it any other way. And funnily enough, my boyfriend was actually feeling the same. When we were away in Easter, we were just talking about what we actually want to do in life and everything, and we were just kind of like, this isn't what we want to do. I think it was the night before we were starting again at uni. My mum was like, so what time are you setting off to go back to uni? And I was like, I just don't think I'm gonna go back. Because I was such an academic person, I felt like, oh my god, I'm such a failure. Like, why is this not working out for me? Why is university not working for me? When we went to the university to actually drop out, they were asking me whether I wanted to do the full year and do my exams and see the year through so I could start another university and go into second year straight away. And I was just like, no, like this is not the path that I want to be down. So I think in that week we packed our stuff up and we went. It was quite a hard decision to make. There were obviously a lot of people saying, oh my god, you've only dropped out because he's dropped out, and he's only dropped out because you've dropped out. And deep down we knew that wasn't the case. We just knew that uni wasn't for either of us. I'd probably say it's the best decision that I've ever made in my life to this day. Moving on, I then worked at a solicitor's for the summer. I'm not gonna lie guys, that was just it proved to me that I'm not made for an office job. I worked there for the summer knowing that me and my boyfriend had booked to go interrailing around Europe. So we did that for about 6 weeks. I remember when we were in Italy, we went for a meal and my boyfriend was like, just imagine you could do any job in the world, what would you do? And I was like, I honestly see myself doing something creative in the fashion industry, and I remember at the time I'd followed quite a few new accounts on Instagram. I sort of discovered influencers. Really found it so fascinating, like what was going on in their lives. But obviously at the time I also didn't know whether that could be an actual job. But I just knew that I wanted to work in the creative industry. We carried on interrailing, we came back after 6 weeks. And then I worked in retail. I said to my boyfriend, if I'm ever going to go back to uni, it would be in Leeds and I would commute from home. So I applied to work in retail with the intention of applying again to go back to uni. So I worked in retail, I think it was around 9 months. Again, didn't really enjoy that job, but I always knew that I was gonna go to uni again after. So it was kind of just putting me on all that time. Like all my friends were still at uni. So I was keeping myself busy and just working until I went back to uni. I was searching all the courses at universities near me and one of them really caught my eye, and it was a degree in Leeds and it was fashion branding. So I was like, this really sounds like a bit of me. It's fashion and business mixed together. And I was like, that is a bit of me. So I applied to it, went to the interview, and I think I got a letter to say like I'd been accepted that afternoon, and I was so excited and I was like, oh my god, going back to uni. But this time I was going back with a very different view on how I sort of viewed the degree. I was literally going to get the degree and then I just wanted to get on with my career sort of thing. When I started my second course, I wanted to get a job that sort of linked in with my degree. So I got a job at a fashion retailer and I worked there from, I think I started uni in like 2019, and then I've actually just left there now. When I was at uni in my 3rd year, I also set up a social media marketing agency. It's called Fleur the Agency. Fleur is my middle name. That is why my fashion Instagram is called Lydia Fleur Fashion, and that is why I chose to call my agency Fleur the Agency. I did my whole 3rd year on that project, and that is basically what I now do. I have made that into a full-time role alongside my Instagram. So I have different clients that I work for, and honestly I couldn't love it more. I am so glad that I did go back to uni, only because it was definitely a perfect degree for what I wanted to get into and where my interests lie. I feel like that's such a long-winded answer, but that is the answer to that question. And obviously I also answered, am I in a relationship? Yes, I am. And my boyfriend honestly is my biggest supporter. That actually moves us on nicely to the next question. What inspired you to make a YouTube channel, and what inspired you to make your Instagram? So in 2023 it has grown quite a lot. I remember I think it was around March time, I was on about 10k followers. In fact, I hit 10k the year before. I got really busy with uni work and everything, and it kind of took a backseat. So I actually then went under 10k again, losing followers and gaining them again, and sort of just around that 10k mark. And then I said to myself at the start of last year, I'm gonna take this really seriously now. It's something that I want to pursue and I need to just be committed to it. Like if I want to do well at it and if I want to continue doing it, I need to be consistent and I need to be committed to creating content. So I would say from around March, April time, I said to myself, I'm going to post every single day on Instagram. I was doing this while working at my fashion retail job, and I just thought it's something that I enjoy doing as a hobby, so it's kind of a bit of an escape away from work, and I'd really just thought, why not try it? But the reason I've started my YouTube channel is because a lot of people have said on Instagram they want to see more lifestyle content, and I feel like this is a good way to show my personality and also show what I do more day to day. So the next question is, who inspires you in the world of fashion? There's also a question that says, who were your influences to create your own style? I was very inspired when I was younger about the fashion industry because I chose to do textiles at GCSE, and I feel like that is where my love for fashion really sort of appeared from. I actually chose to do it in A-level as well, but I was literally the only person in my year that chose to do it. So the teacher was like, you're gonna have to be put in the year above for these lessons, and I was just like, oh, I'm not really sure, I don't really want to do that. So I ended up choosing art instead and sort of like combining textiles within art. But yeah, that's definitely where I would say my influences to create my own style sort of began. I would also say that working in fashion retail definitely cultivated my sort of style and gave me more confidence about fashion, and especially styling and suggesting styling pieces to other people. Working in that job really taught me about what worked for my body and the importance of like textures and colours. And also my boyfriend's mum actually bought me a really nice present a few years back, and it was to get a colour analysis done. And I also feel like that really opened my eyes for the fashion industry and made me realise like there actually is a bit of an art to dressing well. If you know what works for you, then all of your outfits are going to look put together. So when I had the colour analysis, the woman told me that I was a cool winter, which actually made so much sense to me because all the colours that she suggested to me were colours that I sort of went for anyway. Apparently there's also one sort of season that can get away with wearing black. It does suit them a lot. And I was like, if I'm not this season, my whole wardrobe is basically black. Like, what am I gonna do? Luckily, winters can wear black. So I was like, thank God. It's a very big subject. So if you're interested in looking into more of it, I'd definitely Google it and potentially book a colour analysis to get your own colours done, because I know a lot of people who have done it and it really boosts your confidence knowing exactly what's going to suit you. I think they also tell you a bit of information about what styles suit you and what materials suit you, so that's also really useful. Okay, so the next question is, where is your favourite brand to shop from? If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know the answer to this. So my favourite brand is probably Zara. Although recently I've really been enjoying Abercrombie and I love their basics, such good quality, they're really nice fit, and I also really like how you can get their trousers in different leg lengths. Because I'm 5'8", I do struggle with the leg lengths of like full length trousers, so I often get the long versions in Abercrombie. They're just so good. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now, but obviously you can't really see, and I'm wearing a Zara top, so there we go. Okay, so the next question is, what is the part of fashion that you enjoy the most? So I am someone who has a lot of different aesthetics when it comes to fashion. I actually did a reel on this not long ago, so if you saw that, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I think that fashion just allows you to express how you're feeling on the certain day. So yeah, whether I'm feeling like I want sort of like a elegant sort of style, or whether I'm thinking like I want a really casual style, I'm able to express my personality and my feelings for that day through my outfit, which is something that I really like. My style has definitely changed since I was younger. Even in the last few years, I definitely used to wear a lot more colour and a lot more prints, but I've kind of just realised like that's just not what I enjoy wearing the most, and I've sort of focused more on capsule wardrobe pieces and buying like monochrome neutrals that I know I'm never going to get bored of and that they're really timeless. So in that sense, I suppose I like the fact that fashion can express the person you want to be as well. Okay, so the next question is, what do you do in your free time? So I think the most sort of rogue one, and what you're probably not expecting, although I have mentioned it on my Instagram before, is that I play basketball in my free time. I have played basketball since I was about 7 or 8 years old. Honestly, I love the sport so much. I feel like I have two different personalities, like fashion girl who enjoys dressing nice and things, but then on the other hand I play basketball and run around the court in baggy shorts and a baggy top. They're at two ends of the spectrum, but I enjoy both equally as much, and if I could still play basketball at a higher level, then I definitely would. So I still play locally. When I was younger, I actually played for Yorkshire for about 6 years, I think, like 6 consecutive years. And from that, I got chosen to be part of the England development squad as well. So that meant sort of going to camps and training, and the people that did well there would get picked for England and so on. They would go to tournaments and everything. When I went to the first camp, I sort of realised like this isn't what I want to do as a career, and it's more something that I just enjoy doing in my free time and as a hobby. Like, I love the sport so much, but I definitely didn't see myself doing a career in it. And also around the time of my A-levels as well, I also got asked to join a basketball academy. As I mentioned, I was really academic at school and I just didn't think that was the right choice. I wanted to get my A-levels, and then with the basketball scholarship it was like you only got sports qualification. I just knew it wasn't sort of what I wanted to do as a job and as a career. So along with that, I've also really got into the gym recently. I actually followed Cella's Evolve You app. I got a year membership with that, and that really build my confidence up in the gym. I also love a day out with my friends, so like going shopping, having brunch, catching up. I just really love those days, and I feel like I don't do enough of those days, and I really should. But yeah, I feel like that can really boost your mood when you meet up with friends. And as I was saying before, I am such a foodie, so I love cooking, I love baking. I also really like going out for food and date nights with my boyfriend. The last question is, what does an average day in my life look like? So I would get up around 7 o'clock, get ready and start filming for the day. I do tend to film quite a few videos in one day, so I have a lot of content to work with. I would probably edit all of that if I had enough time and pop out to run some errands or do anything that I needed to do in the afternoon. And then I'd come home, cook tea, probably go to the gym after that and do a workout for about an hour and a half. Have a shower and have a nice early night and be ready for the next day. I feel like I'm such like a self-care early night kind of girl, and do you know what? I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. That is all the questions that I'm going to answer in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, then thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'd love if you subscribed to my channel and gave this video a thumbs up. I'm so excited to share more of my lifestyle and everything on here, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!